What's up, everybody? Matt Philly here. Happy holidays. Hope you're having a good season so far. It is supposed to be the most wonderful time of the year. If it's not yet for you, which I know for a lot of people, including myself, I'm not feeling the joy yet, then just make sure you pop on some Mariah Carey, have your ears bleed a little bit, and make sure you're wearing some festive sweaters like this. That's not really family friendly, but anyways, today we're going to be talking about my second favorite tech product of 2017, which you're probably like, second? Wow, why would you even say that? Well, first is Nintendo Switch. I mean, it's just awesome. It's definitely worth the money. You should check it out if you haven't already. But number two, which some people say second is the best, is the Elgato Stream Deck. This thing is just amazing. I love it. And don't be fooled by the whole Stream Deck. You don't need to be a streamer to love it and have an actual use for it. So I'm going to break it down, pros and cons, talk about why I like it and why you should pick it up this holiday season. And if you're wondering, this episode is sponsored by your mom. I don't have a sponsor, so we're just gonna go into the review, all right? The one comment I hear all the time about the Elgato Stream Deck is, oh my God, Teresa, I'm gonna have to start streaming. If I do, I can justify the pickup. Listen, Judy, you don't need to be a streamer to enjoy the goddamn Stream Deck, okay? Seriously, everybody's talking about how, oh, I would buy one, but I need to be a streamer. You know, I really need to get into the game before I start dropping stacks on equipment, and that's just not true. The Elgato Stream Deck is really nothing more than just a 15 button little macro hotkey addition to your keyboard. That's really all it is. But damn, it does it well, and damn is it sexy. Instead of wasting your time, and more importantly, my time, let's be real here, I'm not gonna talk about specifications, things you could easily figure out all on your own by going to their website. So instead, I'm actually gonna show you how I have my Stream Deck set up and show you a little bit more about the software. And then from there, we'll talk about the pros, we'll talk about the cons, we'll talk about the nitty gritty. Okay, so here we are. This is the software that Elgato provides, and then this right here is my Stream Deck. So you see here matches the screen. These are all custom icons that I made just because I'm extra like that. I want it to look pretty decent, but everything else isn't custom, which you'll see in just a second. But to make things simple, let's just kind of go through here on the side. You can see all the different options. Game capture relates to the Elgato software. TipeeeStream, then you got OBS, which is what I'm using to record right now, and then Xsplit, which you can see has way more options. We got Twitter, YouTube if you're streaming there, Mixer, Twitch has quite a few options, and then you have System, which is hotkeys and all that fun stuff, and then Stream Deck, which I'll talk about why this is important in a second. So here we go, diving through how I use it. This right here is supposed to look like a record button. And it actually switches profiles. So up here, you can see all the different profiles. You can add profiles, remove them, blah, blah, blah. I have the main and I have streaming. And basically, if I want to start streaming, what I would do is just click that button and bam, I'm in a whole new set of icons, all new actions, and these are all specific to streaming. So the first thing right here is OBS, and I can actually just tap that. It'll open up OBS. And then these are all of my other actions. So what's pretty cool is right here I have desktop and mic. If I was to tap that, it would just mute it. And what's cool is it'll actually gray it out. So you'll see that, and now it looks like it's off. Now it's on. So works really simple. I really like having that at my fingertips, especially if I'm streaming. Another cool thing is these are all different scenes. Obviously, I'm not a hardcore streamer yet, so I don't have too many scenes going on. I'm sure other people have multiple pages of different scenes that they need depending on the game they're playing, but that's the beauty. You can have all the different profiles and just switch between them pretty simply. But right now, what you'll see is desktop is activated and every other scene is grayed out. So if I was to go back to starting, which there you go, that is now the one that's colored in. And I go right back, and now that one is highlighted. So very, very simple there. Also over here, you know, we have my sellout button. If I press this, it will trigger a 30-second ad. And actually, I'll bring in my chat just to give you a little example. This right here will actually push a message to the chat. And I wrote Twitter because it's just going to say, be sure to follow me on Twitter. And there you go. You get visual representation that it works. We could see on the actual chat that it's there. It worked. Just like slow mode. Again, now the chat's in slow mode, and it'll actually gray it out. So you have the representation that it did in fact work. So subs only chat, boom, simple, easy, works. I like it. And that's why it is pretty damn good when it comes to streaming, hence the name Stream Deck. But you don't have to use it for streaming, which is what I'm getting into right now. So everything else here is not related to streaming. So we have this little audio icon. If I press that, it actually brings up, and I just, you know, you can customize this however you want. I just put these 6 main functions. I have the previous, I have forward, I have play, pause, mute, and then the volume control. So you can see the volume control. Well, technically you're not really going to be able to tell, but I can start playing music and it will just, whoa, hey, all right, okay. Anyways, yeah, so that works perfectly, and then I just go right back to where I was. So this is technically considered a folder, and obviously you change the icon, no one's really going to be able to tell. And then over here we have Swash, and that's another folder. We have my vlog tracker one, which is my website. All the different things that I need to get to quick. For whatever reason, I could just tap here, bada bing, bada boom, very simple. But yeah, and then the rest is actually pretty interesting because Handbrake, Steam, this opens up my sub box. This is Discord, Spotify, Lightroom, Photoshop, Audition, Premiere, Google Chrome. And this one right here, if I tap it, it'll actually do a shortcut, the hotkey for taking a screenshot. So there you go. Very nice and simple. I like having that handy. And as you can see, it's a hotkey, Control Shift V. Done. Easy. So I really like all the different options that it offers. And something else that I wanted to bring up actually is they actually have their own icon creator. And this right here is my attempt at doing an OBS one. A few things I would like to see added to this, I would say, is possibly just a center button. They do have the X and Y, so you can move it around and scale it and stuff like that. But there's no snapping. It doesn't, you know, snap to the center. There's no align horizontally or vertically. So that is something I would like to see. But they do have quite a few different options. You can just add your image. You can add text. You can add all the backgrounds. So you can see if you go here to backgrounds, these are all your different options. So you can change the color of the icon, blah, 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 blah. And you would just hit save and bada bing, bada boom. So as far as I'm concerned, I think this part of the customization is actually pretty nice because it is available on their website. But at the end of the day, I do think, you know, they could improve it just a little bit. I'm sure down the road, they're going to add even more applications and icons and things like that. But for me, when I customized mine, this was all in Photoshop. And if you're not familiar with Adobe Creative Cloud or anything like that, I just took the base of their different icons, these 4 right here, and just kind of, you know, altered them a little bit to match the rest. So like Chrome, I did all the different colors, and yeah, you know, you don't have to go to that extreme. In my recording situation, these are all the default, you know, icons and things like that. I didn't change anything because that's too much work. So for me, I like it. I think it's awesome. It's straight to the point. The software works well. And I would just like to see more on this side in the near future, and that's about it. Now that we covered all of that, let's talk pros. The price right now for it is $150, which I think is honestly the perfect price point for this product. Now, if it was a little bit more than that, I'd say, yeah, you know, I don't know if it's really worth it. But if it goes less than that, I'd say hop on it like a goddamn kangaroo. Another pro is that it doesn't have to be used just for streaming. Like I just demonstrated, it has a lot of different capabilities, and I really like that. And piggybacking off of that, it does have quite a few things implemented right now, like Twitter and so on and so forth. So down the road, I would like to see a lot of different things added, and I think they will do that. But for now, I think it has a pretty good starting point. And piggybacking off that again, what's great is if you buy the Stream Deck and they make updates, it's not like an iPhone where you just throw it in the trash and be like, man, I want a new one. You just download the software update, and it's all software based. So they can add features, they can fix problems, and it's all done with software, which is a huge relief. And another cool feature is the icon builder, which personally I feel like it's a little hidden. Maybe they should kind of make it easier for people to know that exists, because at first I didn't know it existed. But basically it brings you to their website and you can customize an icon without having to open up Photoshop or get too fancy or technical. So I do like that. All right, turning the page, what the hell is, I don't know. Anyways, turning the page, let's talk about cons. Personally, for me, there's really nothing that's, I would say, is a crazy deal breaker. Really, it's just things I would like to see improved upon in the future. So let's dive into them. First things first is sometimes I go to tap and all of a sudden it does it twice. So I don't know if it's because my big, powerful, manly fingers going in and maybe going doot doot instead of just doot. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's just a me problem. Most things are, but anybody else that owns a Stream Deck, you ever have that happen? Let me know if I'm not alone. I'm probably alone. The LCD screen is not the sharpest tool in the shed or sharpest screen in my room. Honestly, it's to be expected. You know, it's not going to be some crazy ass display, but I have an idea, which I'm going to talk about in just a second, that I think would make the Stream Deck absolutely epic. So I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, it's, you know, off angles, doesn't look beautiful. It still gets the job done. The brightness is more than fine, so I like it, but it could be improved. The included stand is pretty straightforward. It works well. I haven't had any issues with it, except I wish it had more rubber on the bottom to kind of stop it from moving around. That's the only thing. If it was maybe a little more weighted and had some rubber, it'd probably stick and not move nearly as much as it does now. So that's just kind of a thing. If you push and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Another con is when you're using the title feature, there's not many characters that can fit there, and it should have auto sizing so that doesn't clip at the end, because the way the caps are, you kind of miss the text. I don't know. I'll try to show it on camera right now, but for me, it's just like, ugh. Kind of don't want to even use a title feature, but if I have to, I kind of want it to fit. And of course, I don't know if this is really a con. This is more so just things I'm looking forward to, is hopefully more integrations down the road, not just for streaming, but just for a little bit of everything. Now, speaking of integrations, Xsplit has more features than OBS, which is kind of annoying because like Xsplit didn't launch with the Stream Deck, you know, it came out later on. So I can see they put more time into that, but I would love to see more in OBS. Personally, I'd like to see a record button. I'd love to see a start streaming button, things like that. Just kind of, you know, make my workflow a little bit easier. Then again, I don't stream, so what am I complaining for? And finally, for the last con, it's one that I think every reviewer and even their mother has talked about, and that is the cable. It's like 3 feet long, it's not detachable, so that can be really annoying. You know, obviously a 10-foot cable would be about perfect for this, and also if something goes wrong with the cable, being able to detach it and replace it would even be better. But yeah, before I wrap up this review, this is what I envision for the future. 2 things. Now, for number 1, I was thinking an app would be super, super awesome. Android, Apple, obviously, and you make it like 20 bucks. It makes up for not having to buy the actual device, but you still get all of the hard work that you guys put into actually making the software for it. That would be sick as hell. Super customizable. You swipe, go to the other screen, you have as many screens as you want. I just feel like that would work super, super well. And of course, it's missing the tactile features. Not going to be an ATEM switch or anything like that, like in the industry right now, but it would be perfect for any Twitch streamer, any person that just wants the macros and the hotkeys and stuff like that. So I personally think that would be awesome and well worth the 20 bucks for anyone that's into using their computer on a daily basis. So that is something they should look into. I definitely think it would work well. Now, of course, there might be latency issues. I don't know if Bluetooth is really a great viable option because most people don't have Bluetooth enabled motherboards, whatever. I don't know. I'm not the smart guy, you know, that's your job. But Wi-Fi, maybe that would work, or just a cable. I don't know. Again, I don't know how anything works. I barely even know how to make my own food. So then again, I obviously get my hand on food a lot. But anyways, all I'm trying to say is an iPad app would be absolutely killer. And man, oh man, I'd buy one of that. Now, piggybacking off of that, for number 2, why don't you get one of those cheap Android tablets that people make in China for like 5 cents and turn that into a Stream Deck? It could be pretty affordable. It could look pretty damn good. Those screens are actually pretty good. And I think it would be awesome because with that, you can maybe make like a outer shell for it that has the tactile buttons that still trigger the touchscreen. I just feel like you could go and sort of make your way into a 7-inch version of the Stream Deck that has a nicer display and things like that. It would just look super, super, super cool. I don't know if you guys agree with that. Let me know in the comment section down below. And Elgato, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? If you do it, hit your boy up. I need a job. I honestly, guys, Elgato, if you could hook me up with a job, whew, that's what I want for Christmas, Mariah Carey. You know what I'm saying? That's all for this review, though. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks to Elgato and Jeff for sending this out. You guys are awesome. I do appreciate it. You make killer-ass products. Let me get that green screen. I want to test that out, you know what I'm saying? But there you go. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to buy the product, the Elgato Stream Deck, I'm going to leave a link down below to the Amazon link. And yeah, spoiler, I do get a kickback. So please, I need the kickback. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.